Peace, peace, and love, family. Hello, good morning, shalom, shalom, good afternoon, good evening. It depends on whichever part of the world you're watching from. All the same, I send you my love, I send you my greetings, peace, love, and light. All right, I'm happy to be with you once again. We are back with another video. It's a banging video, all right, and it's going to be a hot and spicy topic. Oh my god. What did you say? Because that word, the last time I checked, it triggers a lot of emotions. And that is the S word, submission. Submission means different things to different people, but the fact still remains that it has an actual meaning, and that meaning overrides any other thing that other people might feel or think. Submission is submission before the eyes of the Most High. The fact that you clicked on this video means that you actually want to practice biblical submission. You want to do the right thing, right? So, without further ado, let's get into this video, guys. All right, I would want you to approach this information with an open mind. All right, so let's get into this video. Now, the marriage affair, the marriage institution, was founded by the Creator Himself. The institution of marriage was put in place by the Most High because it means something to Him. He finds it very important aspect of the human life. That's why He put it in place. Meanwhile, when He was putting it in place, He provided a template for it. What happens when you're given an assignment? You're given illustrations in the class first. Sometimes, yes, you're given examples, which means you have to follow the examples. Or else, if you do anything outside the example, you don't get it right. You are given a contract. Or most times when you're given a job to do, you're given a template for that job. So there is a template for everything. Yes, especially marriage. Marriage means a lot to the Most High. But at least within this short period of my life, I have seen where people did it the wrong way and they got it all wrong. The Creator Himself is a God of order. He put all these things in place so that everybody should know their place. He made sure that everybody has a place, everything has its place. All right? And you trying to go outside of that order would cause chaos. Yes, it would cause chaos. If you want to go into marriage, I emphasize marriage, you should know that you are going to be ready to submit as a woman. Because the Bible has said it. I'm going to put the scripture here so you can read it. Ephesians 5:22 reads, "Let wives be in subjection to their husbands as to the Lord. Because a husband is the head of his wife, just as the Christ is the head of the congregation, he being a savior of this body. In fact, as the congregation is in subjection to the Christ, wives should also be to their husbands in everything." The Bible has said it, that a woman must submit to her own husband. And then the husband should love the wife and cherish her the way he would cherish his own body. Anything outside that is not it. It could be partnership or anything else. But if you want to talk about marriage, you need to follow order. You need to follow discipline. Yes. If you know you're not willing to submit, then don't get married. Except you want to do something else. There are many things people do these days. They're into partnerships and they call it marriage. That is not marriage. If you are not willing to submit, then don't get married. Some women will say, "Oh, I'm going to submit." When they ask them what their submission entails, they say they're going to cook and clean for the man. That is not all there is to submission. It's not just about cooking or cleaning. If a man wants someone to cook for him, he can hire a cook. If a man wants someone to clean for him, he can hire a cleaner. That is not all there is to marriage and submission. No. I grew up in a society whereby women that were supposed to set examples for us. They always wanted to be this strong, independent women. They grew up, got an education, got a job, they lived alone, they feel they don't have a need for a spouse. Even if they do, those marriages don't get to last because they are not willing to submit. To an extent, I know all of this is part of a twisted idea of feminism. When the feminism movement started, it actually had good intentions for women, because I've seen where women that lost their husbands get deprived of their inheritance and they're left empty-handed. I've seen where women are not allowed to go to school in certain areas, in certain places. I've seen where women go through a lot. Now, this feminism movement in the beginning was meant to free women from most of these things. It was meant to free women from this torture. It was meant to free women from oppression. But as it is now, many people, when they say feminism, what comes to their mind is anti-family, anti-men. No, women were not supposed to be trained to hate family, to hate men. Because in the first place, have you asked yourself, why were we created in the first place? We were created to be nurturers, to first of all created to be a wife. And then the next responsibility is to be a mother. All right? If the feminism movement stands against all of that, then you should know that it is to our detriment. The real meaning of feminism has been twisted, and it's now something else. A lot of people that go into feminism these days, they are regretting it because they don't have a life anymore. Yes, they could put up that facade of a strong, independent woman outside, but inside they are empty, lonely, and sad. You get to see a lot of women that are you get to see a lot of educated women on the streets. They have a good job, they have a house, but they do not have a man in their lives. Either because some of them do not want the man because they are not ready to give up their freedom and their power. According to them, freedom in quotes. While some actually want a man, but they cannot get a man that suits what they are looking for. Now, the thing is, if you actually need a man in your life, you have to let go of unrealistic expectations. If you want real marriage, not partnership, you have to be ready to follow God's templates for marriage. Just like you would want to use a blender. The manufacturer has laid out instructions, guidelines on how to use the blender. But if you go outside of it, you will get a different result and you might think the blender is not working or it's not useful. Meanwhile, you're the one that did not follow the guidelines, the template for using the blender. The same thing is applicable to marriage and other life situations. You have to be ready to submit if it is marriage that you want. That is why you need to take your time. You have the responsibility to choose the right partner. My sisters, because by the time you are in it already, you have no option than to submit. So the ball is in your court to choose the right partner. Why am I saying this? I'm saying this because if you have the right partner, you won't be afraid of submitting. If you have a righteous and a God-fearing man over your head, you won't be scared of submitting, because definitely that person is going to look out for your interest. He won't do anything that's going to hurt you. All right? A God-fearing man is not going to be selfish. He won't be a dictator. I understand the reason why we are scared of submitting. I've been there. I personally wouldn't want to submit to somebody that will ruin my life. That is why the ball is in our court. Let's not allow emotions to cloud our judgment. So we need to choose wisely, make the right decision. Try to make sure that whoever it is that you're choosing to be your life partner has the fear of God. He is aware of the template of marriage. He is aware that he's supposed to cherish you and love you like his own self. Because anything short of that, you're heading towards disaster. A lot of men that are out there to exploit women, when they see a woman that is all set up, all rich, all when they see a woman that has everything going for her, all they want to do is jump in and dominate and say, I'm the man, I'm the man. Oh, hello. That is not the point. We are talking about somebody that will take care of a woman from an unselfish standpoint, somebody that cares about her, somebody that does not take advantage of her status or try to cheat her or rob her of her possessions. When you find a God-fearing man, submission will not be an issue. A righteous and God-fearing man would provide the coverage you need, just as God had planned it. He will be willing to imitate the template that Jesus had set. Jesus loved the congregation and was willing to give up his life for it. That is how Christian husbands should love and take care of their wives, like their own bodies. And the wives in turn should be willing to trust their husband's leadership and follow him and submit in everything, not in some things, but everything. That is how Christian husbands should take care of their wives. They love them, cherish them, and protect them. You should not be afraid of submitting to a righteous, God-fearing man. Why? That is God's original plan. Secondly, a righteous and God-fearing man will always have your best interest at heart. He will not exploit you or use you for the wrong reasons. Trust his leadership, guidance, and discipline. If you love a woman right and treat her right, for a woman that fears God, submission will come naturally. Besides, there are just no conditions. When you get married, just know that you have to submit. If you don't want to submit, then don't get married. Many women say, oh, I want to be the Proverbs 31 woman. Oh, yes. The Proverbs 31 woman did a lot of nice things. But there are so many things that the Proverbs 31 woman did that many modern women are not willing to do today. Despite the fact that she also went out and did other adventures outside to support the home, but she never neglected that her primary duty was in the house, taking care of her husband and her children. Her wealth never made her to rebel against her husband's authority. No, you need to get your priorities right. There are a lot of females walking the streets today, and the fact that we have a lot of females doesn't mean that all of them are actual women or wife material. A lot of women do not have the rudiments, the training that will qualify them to be a helpmate to a man. Some, yes, the fact that you could be educated does not really mean or qualify you to be able to handle marriage or handle a home. Much more is required, and it is possible to achieve it or attain it through the help of the Most High. That's why the Bible says that if you find yourself lacking in any way, you should ask, and it will be given unto you. All right? God gives wisdom, God gives enablement. Most of these things are not easy. I used to be of the mindset that I am never, ever, ever going to allow a man to lead me. Yes, I was there too. But then you realize that you need to trust this person. Allow this person to take care of you, and then so that you can relax back and tap into your feminine energy so that you'll be able to give your best. These days, we find ourselves out there struggling and fighting, putting out so much masculine energy to the extent that we tend to forget that we were women. We were made to be women. We were made to be feminine. Being feminine is not the same thing as being weak. If you're feminine, it doesn't mean you are a doormat. No, that's not the case. That's not the point. The point still remains that there is nothing as important as being living to the purpose for which you were created. There is nothing as important as living up to the purpose for which you were created. As far as you woke up and saw yourself as a woman, then know that you have a great purpose of helping a son of God out there. You are also a daughter of a king. You are a daughter of the Most High. Your mission is to support and help another son of God out there, making him become the best he can be, taking care of him, nurturing him and his children. That is a great call. Yes, being feminine is not synonymous to weakness at all. Do you know what a woman can do? Women have strength, unimaginable strength. We are unique in different ways. Women are portals of life. We bring life into this world. But at the same time, remember that you cannot do it alone. God knows why He did it, He made it that way. So if you try to be rebellious, huh, it will bring chaos. Like, it will make everything to go into disarray. We are supposed to be part of a team. We're supposed to be a team. All right? It takes two to make this thing work. And if I decide to rebel against my captain or my superior, then we won't get anything done. All right? We won't get anything done. We are unique. Everybody is unique. The masculine energy is also unique in its own way. It cannot operate without the feminine. It can't operate smoothly without the feminine. So if we do not stay true to our paths, true to our calling, these energies cannot function properly. The male gender cannot function properly if they should step out of their roles. The female gender cannot function properly if they step out of their roles. Many women leave their children at the mercy of strangers. What set of values will those strangers impart into your children? You leaving your husband at the mercy of strangers. I know there are times that women have to work and all of that, but try to create time to make sure you know what is going on in your home. Try to make sure you create time to live up to the calling, the reason why you got married. All right? Submission is not equals to weakness. I emphasize on that. Submission doesn't make you weak. It doesn't make you a doormat. If you are actually willing to live by the plan and the template of God, just be rest assured that He will take care of you. He will erase your fears, all those things that are making you scared. He will take care of it. I tell you this. How does it feel when someone else is looking out for you, protecting you? That's the way it is meant to be. Sorry if so fam, this video I guess is really hitting harder on the women, or it's targeting the women more, because I know a lot of women have a problem in this aspect. Yes, it might seem trivial, but then it is a very serious issue. It is a serious issue, because you cannot say that you are serving God when you do not have respect for your husband, or you don't have respect for your father. As long as you are married to a man, just know that he is like your pastor, like, because the Bible made it clear that the man is the head of the woman. Not in a bad way. Not in a bad way, although some men have proven to be bad examples of that. But that does not mean that the Creator does not know what He's doing. That does not mean that that's the way it's supposed to be. A man is supposed to love his wife as his own self. Though many men are not doing that. But if you ask God for anything, He is going to give it to you as far as it is according to His will. His will is for us women to be under the coverage of righteous, God-fearing men that will look out for our interest and take care of us. Your mission is to support a man, help him achieve his dreams, help him to be the best he can be, help him to carry out God's plan. All right? You are supposed to be a helper. If you are in a man's life and you are not helping him to achieve his purpose, then it's as good as you shouldn't even be there in the first place. So you see what I'm saying? Submission has been painted as a bad, weak, and a word for women that are not educated or are doormats, but that's not the truth. Submission is actually a beautiful thing. It's so beautiful. It's a beautiful lifestyle. If you pray to God, He will give you the grace to do the right thing. This is how far we'll go in this video. Whatever it is that is your concern, put it to God in prayer, and I believe He's going to guide you. Thank you so much for stopping by. If you have not subscribed, please subscribe. God bless you. I love you all. Bye.